I'm sorry about that, guys. We got disconnected. A player got disconnected. I guess I was doing too much, dropping too much truth. So that just let me know to get it coming to the stream. I like to thank you guys for tuning in. I got disconnected. I don't know what happened. My stream got, but we're back, huh? We're back. We're talking about nightlife abroad versus nightlife in the States, guys. We're back. And I would like to say if you haven't been overseas, you gotta go. If you haven't been overseas, you gotta go. You gotta get your passport, you gotta leave the States. Guys, if you have not been overseas, you have to go. It's simple as that. Why? It's not just about the it's not just about the beautiful people that's over there. That's a bonus. But it's actually about breaking barriers in your mind. Most of us are told that going overseas that is so dangerous that if you travel to some of these places, something bad is going to happen to you. You're going to be exploited. Now, here's the real deal. Bad things could literally happen to you no matter where you are. But life in the States, guys, could be a lot smoother. Life in the States, guys, could be a lot smoother. All right. Um, I would say go overseas, guys, so that you can live your best life, guys. You know, like you don't know what you're missing. You're constantly doing the same things that you've always done. You know, when I first started going overseas, guys, this me in Cartagena. When I first went overseas, guys, especially when I started traveling by myself, I didn't have anybody to hold my hand to go there with me. When I went to Cartagena, Jamaica, these type of places, Puerto Rico, Cuba, I didn't have anybody to like to hold my hand and say, "Hey, Brian, this is how you do this." I just did it. Now, a few countries that I definitely want to hit up before it's all said and done. I want to go to Kenya, and I want to go to Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. Uh, I want to go to Cairo. I do want to hit up West Africa just because, history and stuff like that, but I really want to go to Kenya. Um, that's on the to-do list. That's really on the to-do list, guys. I want to do certain things, and the way my mind works is, once I say that I'm going to do something, I just make a plan to do it. Okay, I just make a plan to do it. A lot of guys, they don't really know what it's like because they never did it. I remember I was talking to an older guy. Man, this guy was rich. Well, I would consider him rich. And he was telling me, like, oh, yeah, man, I'm going to work another 4 years before I retire. And I was like, hey, man, you ever been overseas? He was like, nah. I'm like, well, like, what do you do for fun? It was like, basically, I work. It's so sad, man. The people that we know that's in there, that's older than us, all they know is work. They don't really know anything about how to have fun. The average American doesn't really know how to have fun, to be real with you. All they know is work. Our culture is work. So I would say get your passport, go overseas, so that you could begin to have fun. Okay, you don't have to go and do a bunch of stuff, guys. Booking a flight overseas is very easy. I can show you how to do that. Getting your passport is easy. Okay, if you don't have a criminal record, anything like that, it's going to be very easy. Okay, a lot of countries you could travel to, like in Latin America, you don't even need a visa. And if you do need a visa, it's just a small fee that you pay to go. All right. Um. Now this is the problem I ran into last time. Every time I'm trying to share my screen, we start tripping. So if you never been overseas, I would suggest that you go so that you can experience what it's like to so you can experience what it's like to feel freedom. When I first went overseas, that's what I'm gonna focus on. When I first went overseas, guys, I was 24 years old and I was in a relationship with a girl from St. Lucia, a young woman from St. Lucia. And I used to talk real crazy to her about the states versus overseas, and we would get these little. She used to just say, "Brian, you're just so ignorant. You're just so ignorant," and like I used to be like, "Why?" And because in my mind, all I ever heard was that the states was the best place on earth. That if you didn't live in the states, everywhere else was not even worth visiting, right? This is what I was taught. And so when I first went overseas, guys, what ended up happening was my reality was was shattered because I thought that the States was just the absolutely best country out there. Like you couldn't tell me anything other than that. Guys, when I went overseas, and rest in peace to my brother O, he was with me. Going to St. Lucia changed my life forever. That was the turning point because that's when I finally realized that life was bigger than just the United States. Life was bigger than just the United States. For a long time, for a long time, guys, all I thought and all I knew was that life in the United States was just the go-to route. Like being in the United States was it. And if you wasn't in the United States, you were that you missed out. Um so we decide to go overseas. So when we go overseas, guys, my feet is in the Atlantic Ocean. At this time I had really long dreadlocks, locks, and guys, it took me a couple days to adjust. We enjoying the festivities, the tree, and I'm noticing the cultural differences. Like it's people from the Philippines there, the food there. You got people from India there. You had a lot of stuff going on in Castries that it reminded me of New Orleans slash Miami. That's what it reminded me of when I was there. And then that's when like the travel bug hit me, and I just told myself that while I was healthy and while I could do certain things, that I would travel for like forever. So like I ended up, her and we broke up, and I decided to continue traveling. Like, and so my dad passed away in 2020. My dad passed away, and going into 2021 or something like that, 2020, 2021. and he passed away. And so, in order to like regroup and my relationship ended, I went overseas. And so, one of the things they talk about in psychology, guys, is that when you're going through something, when you're going through something, it's good to get in a new environment, guys. It's good to change your environment. Um, my stream is kind of acting up a little bit. I wanna show you some things, but maybe it's best if I don't. I need to be on my best behavior. You know what I'm saying? I don't wanna. I wanna kind of go into some of the freaky tales, but at the same time, I really want to promote traveling. Traveling is good to go overseas, for the beautiful people that's over there, different cultures, they look different, their accents are different. That's is you're going to go over there and you're going to find attractive people. That's cool too. But at the same time, it's good to travel simply to travel. You don't need a lot of money. You don't have to be rich. Okay. A lot of times, guys, we're taught that we have to have X amount of dollars and stuff like that. You don't have to do all of that stuff, guys. Like, believe it or not, if you was to have, let's say, 10,000 US dollars, guys, it's pretty much you could travel with $10,000, guys. You can travel to multiple countries, or you could slow travel and stay in one country for an extended period of time. You could rent a rental that's already furnished. You can stay in a place for, let's say, 3 or 4 months, guys. They call it a sabbatical. You could take a break from the life that you've known and you can temporarily visit a new life, or you can make it your lifestyle. But see, a lot of people are not taught this. What are we taught in the States? Go to high school, graduate, go get you a job. And that's good advice. That's good advice. I don't want to make that sound like that's not good advice. But it's more to life than just spending time working. Okay? It's more to life than just spending time working. Right? Life is meant to be lived, guys. A lot of people are not living. That's really the point that I'm trying to make. A lot of people are not really even living, guys. Okay. So I'm overseas. I'm in the country of Colombia. I'm in the country of Colombia, guys. This is Colombia. So I'm in Colombia, guys. And okay, so I go to Colombia and then I meet a guy named Gino, my homie. So I met Gino basically just being out and about. And this is how I actually meet a lot of people, guys. I meet a lot of people by just being outside. Like in Louisiana, when I was growing up, I used to hear like my older brother or cousin say stuff like, mainly my older brother, say stuff like, "Man, you're not off the porch," or something like that. Hold on, let me do this. I want to show you me in Colombia. One second, one second. So okay, so I'm in Colombia, and then I meet Gino, and when I met Gino, when I met Gino, we were like, hey, Gino was like, man, let me take you to um let me show you around. And I'm like, man, Gino, bro, I really like me. I'm young. I I don't know that guy just sent me a guardian angel, right? Like Gino really was like a guardian angel in Cartagena. I'm in a city that speaks Spanish. Everyone there speaks Spanish. Very few people speak English. I'm in Colombia. I just got off the plane the day before. I met Gino. He speaks English. He was like, Brian. He was like, let let me show you around my country, man. He was like, I show you around my country. You'll love it, man. He was like, you know, I'm like, all right. Gino was like, man, let me show you the country. Let me show you the country and my country, and I won't even charge you, bro. He was like, I do this for a living, but I won't even charge you. So we go to okay. So this is what we do. So right now we're sliding through Boca Grande. So Boca Grande means basically big mouth. And from what I was told, the same people that built Miami, the family, they built the city of Cartagena. Now Cartagena gets its name from Cartagena gets its name from a city in Spain, and then that city gets its name from Carthage. So at this point, we're sliding through like the historic district, okay? Gino and I, and Cartagena. How could I just? It's like a it's the Caribbean coast of Colombia. All right, guys. So I rented an Airbnb in this high rise apartment, guys. I never forget this. So I'm in the apartment and this condo actually, and is I mean is really fly, guys. I mean it's awesome, right? So I get on the elevator, guys, and this older Colombian man who in his culture he would be like a wealthy older man. He looks at me. I'm black, dark skinned, short. You know what I'm saying? I'm shortish. I'm like 5'8". You know, that's short. You know, and so like or average height. So like the guy's like, hey man, he was like he tries to speak to me in Spanish, like hola, like como estas, and like at the time, my Spanish has improved since then, but my Spanish, you guys, was terrible. I couldn't even say me llamo Brian. I was like me llamo. I was like I paused up. The guy was like look at me. He speaks to me in English. And the first question he asked me is like, "Where are you from?" I was like, Louisiana." And then he was like, "Okay." He was like, basically, basically, imagine staying at Trump Towers, and a wealthy person gets on the elevator and see you there, and they're like, "You're not supposed to be here." Like the class system or the caste system, you're not even supposed to be able to afford this. And it was like seeing me, this young 20 something, on the elevator with him. He said, oh, he was like, how do they treat you? I'm like, man, they treat me nice. Like, I'm good or whatever. He was like, he was happy, but he was also confused because he was like, how is this guy, how is this guy able to experience this, right? So then I'm like, I'm going out. I start meeting people. Okay. Now I'm gonna be real about Colombia or Latin America, guys. You got two or three different type of people, women there. Okay. You got the girls that you know they do what they do, read between the lines. You got normal women, and then you got like um dangerous people that you should stay away from. Now, I'm gonna speak on American guys that only speak English going to Latin America. This is what I learned, okay? Now, I've had a Latin girlfriend, okay? Uh I dated this girl from Cuba, this Latin girl that's in the thumbnail. So I'm a valid source. If you don't speak Spanish or you don't become conversational in Spanish, you're not going to have a real relationship. Okay, it's only going to be transactional. Now, luckily for me, I was able to break past that barrier by really learning some basics. Learning how to communicate the in Spanish. Okay. But if it's your first time there, I would say don't worry about it. If you only going there to travel, don't worry. You don't even really. It would be best if you knew some things. But if you're just going there, you probably never go back. It won't even be a problem. But just know, if you want to have a deeper connection, you want to get to like that love and belonging stage, you're going to have to become fluent or conversational in Spanish. Okay, which Colombian Spanish is not that hard to understand because Colombian Spanish is spoken, is rhythmic, but is spoken in a way to where you can understand it. Guys, in my opinion, guys, some of the most beautiful women I've ever came across was in Colombia. Guys, if you never been, go. If you never been, go. Go at least once. Some of these guys that's on the internet, man, the women that they're arguing about, or like the stuff that I see, like guys are like so game goofy. They're in the United States. If you're a black man, we have a weird relationship with our country because on one hand we're beautiful men, we're attractive, physically we're attractive, our style is global, but then they try to act like we're not that. Like we're not him. I'm him. I'm me. Okay? But they'll try to act like that. They'll try to act like that to bring down our self-esteem. Meanwhile, we are really the desired pick if we're going to be real with, if we're going to be honest. If we're being honest, as a black man, a lot of women, they dig us. In America, in Latin America, if you're an American black man, you are in a unique position. Now, for me, my preference is black women, women that's of African descent, right? That's my preference. I lived long enough to experiment and things of that nature, and I've come to the conclusion that is just something about um black women that I'm of course I'm naturally drawn to. So for me, that's what I would choose. Now, it's not that I don't think that other women are not beautiful because they are, but they don't really do it for me. The older I get, they don't really do it for me the way like black women do. Okay? From the curves to the personality, like black women have like a nice spice about them that I really enjoy, and they have a very loving side too that I think is not often displayed when we look at it in the media. And I believe here is worse because you have so many women that's stressed. You got women that's really, really stressed in our country. And as a result of being so stressed, they're unable to do certain things. They're unable to experience certain things because they're in survival mode. Okay. So in the States, a lot of guys basically are forced to not live up to their full potential because the finance thing get in the way. Here in the States, they say that the average man in America makes about $50,000 a year. Okay, that's black or white, by the way. Make about $50,000 a year. But if that same guy took, let's say, $15,000, $20,000 and went overseas, he would really experience a different type of lifestyle. Now, okay, some people are going to say, oh, and I hear this with a lot of the older guys that's established. Like, I would call them, they're not like my blood uncles, but if a man is like 10, let's say about 15 years older than me, about 12 years, 13, I'll call him unc. Like, that's unc. So a lot of like the unks would be like, get your bread up in the States. You can have your pick of the litter. And why I agree with that, they would demonize guys for going overseas. And I don't agree with that. So a long time ago, the the ruling classes, people like the Egyptians, one thing that they learned, like the Greeks, the Romans, ancient civilizations, and then this spread to every culture. The men with the most resources got the better choice of women. If you want to get a better choice or selection, you have to get your resources up. That's just how that go. Now, does that mean that all women want you for your finances? No, but it helps. Okay, it helps. And since the cost of living is so high in the States, a lot of guys are basically priced out of what they really desire. So it's like they really desire this one type of meal, but they can only afford a happy meal. And I'm not saying this trying to put people down or nothing. I'm trying to draw a comparison. Okay. But when you go overseas, what happens is you're able to realize, like, dang, I really could have this meal more often. And so when you come back to the States, your confidence should improve because you're going to realize, like, the way that people behave in the States is really weird. You know what I mean? Like, people in the States, man, for the most part, now in the South, we're different. Okay, I'm from the American South. So our culture is almost like a foreign culture within the States. We have family reunions, we have intergenerational families in the household. So our culture is very similar to people overseas, honestly. Now, we do have some of the American individualism where it's like when you grow up to a certain age, you get your own house, you do things, but we're still very interconnected with our families in the States, much like what I seen when I was overseas in Colombia and these different countries. Man. So, okay. So I meet Gino. So Gino becomes like my interpreter. Meeting Gino was like one of the best things that happened to me while I was over there because Gino took me to two or three boat parties. He took me to some nightclubs. He took me to places in Colombia that I wouldn't have had the pass to be in if I wasn't with him. So I seen sides of Colombia and Cartagena the average person they they not gonna see. Why? Cause I'm tapped in. I'm tapped in. You feel me? I'm tapped in with some real ones. And Gino is my brother from another mother. My hermano. You know, espero que estés bien, my hermano. See. And so, you know, so I went to Colombia. Now, all the while I'm in Colombia, I got this girl that I was talking to online. And little did I know that this girl would become very important to me. My Cubana. Now, Cuba is a whole nother, that's a whole, listen, guys, I went to Cuba. I call it CUBA because I like the way that sounds. So I went to CUBA, that's Cuba. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Man, I went to Cuba, guys. Now, one thing that surprised me about Cuba was that the people were friendly. The women in Cuba are very beautiful. Like I said, to me, now this is just me. I got friends that's from Africa. And one thing they tell me when they come to America, they tell me how beautiful the women that we call African American are. And I would agree. But I think when you grow up in a culture, you're so used to seeing it, you know that our women are beautiful or attractive, but it's like you're familiar to it. When it's foreign and you're experiencing it from an outside lens, it's different. It is different. Okay, that's how I feel about Latin America. It's like maybe if I was born there, I wouldn't look at the women as so attractive. But because it's new to me, it's like, whoa. One thing that shocked me about Colombia was they were very much so into American media. Like when I started traveling overseas, I really realized the global presence that the Black Americans have. Like our style, our culture, the way that we move, the way that we rock. I mean, they was playing Jay-Z and Kanye on the TV. They had they had and this was during COVID when I went out there, guys. When I went to Colombia, like this was like COVID era, you know. And so all right, let me stay on topic. So I end up meeting this black woman, this young black woman. We gonna call her Cassandra. So I met Cassandra, and then I met another a mestizo. Excuse my pronunciation. A mestizo. Excuse me. A mestizo. Now all of this stuff. Now I didn't know. This is why I started studying about the Spanish culture and stuff, because I didn't know about all of this race mixing and like in America, it's either you're black or you're white, really. But over there, there's like all of these different levels to what you could be, which produces confusion. But we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to talk about it on the lighter side. So I had a chocolate girl that I met out there. Man, she was like 5'5", slim thick, gorgeous. Man, this girl was so beautiful, son. To me, I'm gonna speak for me. She was cool. We hung out a few times, and that changed my life, guys. Like now, mind you, while all this is going on, guys, I'm out there by myself. I'm out there by myself. Like, I mean, I'm cool with Gino, but like I'm holding it down by myself. That really upgraded my confidence. If my screen wasn't frozen right now, some of my streaming screen is frozen. I would show you a picture of this girl. Man, then I met this girl that was like Native American mixed with black, mixed with white. She was like a Creole mestizo named Sandra. Nah, I can't tell you who was badder, but she was bad too. My man's Gino introduced me to her. We go to a boat party, guys, off the coast of Colombia. At this boat party, I met an NFL legend. I met an NFL legend at the boat party. I'm not gonna say his name, but okay, I say his name. It shouldn't be nothing bad. I met Warren Sapp, guys, the NFL player. I met Warren Sapp. He had his own boat. I talked to him, and I had a Saints shirt on. And we was talking. I said, hey, bro, because I was in the water. He was in the bar. I was like, bro, I'm from America. Like, I'm American. And I showed them, because he's from, Miami. He's from Florida. I showed them, like, I was like, Louisiana, like New Orleans, you feel me? And so, that was dope, too, because it was like, okay, Black Americans, like, are out here. Like, man, we global, man. All right. What shocked me about Colombia was how many Black people it was there. So I met this other girl that Gino introduced me to. Now I had been practicing a little bit of Spanish before I got there. Not like I should have. I should have taken it way more, intent. But I've been practicing a little bit of like Spanish. You know what I'm saying? So me and the girl speaking Spanish, like my like I said, my Spanish was terrible. But we're in the water, and we had this boat party, guys. First things first. What Biggie Small say? First thing first, I'll pop up. So all the honeys, Playboys, bunnies. What? Those wasn't money. Those are ones I like because they don't get Nathan except unless it smell like what? Okay. So like Biggie say, you know what I'm saying? So while I'm out here solo dolo, that's the biggest thing. This is why I would advise you to travel alone, guys. If you travel alone, you can have way more fun. You don't even know what you're missing. You don't got to worry about people judging you. You don't have to worry about. You don't even know who you are. If you always doing something with other people, which we do need other people, but you get what I'm saying. If you always need other people to validate you, you won't even know. You won't even know how fly you are. Okay, so um this is the balcony in Cartagena. Okay. This is the balcony in Cartagena. And when I was there, guys, I had a bit of like a spiritual experience to a degree where like everything that could have went right while I was in Cartagena did, guys. And that's what led me to believe like there has to be a God. For me. I'm speaking for me. Because everything that could have went right did go right. Okay. Now I know what y'all want. Y'all want me to start showing you, like, man, it's not like what freaky tales nightlife, but bro, we want to use Brian, we want to hear what was going on. I heard that you went to we heard that you went overseas. Hey, if y'all hit up the cash app, maybe I'll start telling y'all what really happened. But if you're not gonna hit up the cash app, well, hey, I can't get a game away for free. Might have to start a Patreon. So It's a beautiful place. 1 second, guys. So yeah, guys, if you never been overseas, I suggest that you go. I mean, a lot of guys, man, they don't really even know what's out there. Like, I really mean that. Like, how you should live life, in my opinion, you should one try to produce justice. Two, try to entwine what you like to do for fun in what you do to make money. Okay. Okay. So I meet this girl, right? My homegirl Cassandra. We hang out a few times, okay? And so after I meet her, at the same time, it was like when I would hang out with her, when I would hang out with her, I wouldn't be with Gino. Gino never met this girl. He would always be telling me, you know, like he wanted to introduce me to somebody. And I met this girl like solo dolo. So okay, I end up meeting the girl that Gino wanted me to meet. I meant to meet her. So I'm like, Gino, who you want me to meet, bro? Like, I'm having fun, man. Like what we doing? He was like, man, I want you to meet one of my girlfriends or somebody that I met. I think that you will like her. She's really attractive. Guys, at mid 20s, at this point, I'm kind of like feeling myself. I'm like, man, I'm like, all right, I met this girl. And then this one, I knew I gotta give my Colombian brothers respect. I believe maybe a lot of American guys don't even know what an attractive woman is. Because for most American guys, in their mind, it's so unattainable. Now, for me, God loved me, the universe loved me. I've attracted beautiful women for a very long time. But with me, I'm more so quality over quantity. You know what I'm saying? It's like, would you rather have 10 women in your life that's mid, meaning the attraction, the vibe is mid, or would you rather have one woman in your life that's awesome? Now think about what I just said. You can have 10 women that's mid. You know, they're like hit or miss. Or you can have one woman in your life that check most of the boxes that you're looking for. With me, I would choose the one over 10 any day of the week. Even if the 10 gave me more variety, if the vibe is not there, what I'm doing. Now some guys they like, look, give me the 10. Cause the one gonna be tripping anyway. So give me 10. I'm sure out of those 10, I'll be okay. The problem with that is, to me, I'm really trying to get at quality versus quantity. To me, guys, invest in quality. Invest in quality. And how you invest in quality is investing in yourself. You know, if you don't invest in yourself, guys, you can't even begin to live the life that you should be living, guys. Like, you should be living a great life. So I met Cassandra. I So after I meet Cassandra, all right, I'm gonna show you the other sister that I met. So I end up meeting Sandra or Sandra. Man, I don't know which one was more attractive. They're different. They look different, but they both Colombian. And I think that that's what's so crazy. It's like, we don't really look at the world like that, huh? I was told in Latin America that people mixed a lot more than in the States. And I could see that because there's a lot of variety. Mind you, while I was there, they had women from Venezuela there. You know, they call them Venezolanas. Bro, mesmerized, man. They look like women from like my country, some of them like that, the Afro Venezuelans. Look like they could be from Louisiana, man. You know what I'm saying? Bad. The whole vibe out there is like, man, hey, keep your head on the swivel because, hey, this is a man's world. All right? Like, you better be careful. Like, I'm talking about some of the good stuff, but if you here, you know, you could become a statistic, guys. Like, you know, I have guardian angels watching over me, so I could do things and come out of things where the next man, I don't know if you would have the same expect. Because one, when I'm out, I'm not gonna rock no jewelry. I'm not gonna flash a bunch of money. I'm not going trying to look like I'm the loudest or toughest one in the room. I'm gonna be low key about it. And I'm also not afraid to take it there if I have to. But guys, you want to carry yourself with respect. If you respect yourself, others will respect you. You know, one of the things that I learned about myself is like, man, I was like, man, I be going far out and I always come back home. But I can't take credit for it because I think like, like I said, I think I got guardian angels that really watch over me. You know what I mean? And I don't take it for granted. But in my personal life, I don't do too many things that's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So like if I'm overseas, I'm not going to go really that far outside of how I would move when I'm home. You get what I'm saying? I know how to move in my home country. So if I'm overseas, that's not gonna change. How I look at the world is a house with many rooms. And each room is another country. So it's like 200 rooms in this house. Some rooms you may like better than others. But you may have the room that you spent the majority of your life in. Like me, I spent the majority of my life in the room of the United States. Furthermore, I spent the majority of my life in Louisiana, my home state, and I love you, Louisiana. But I wanted to see other rooms. So when I turned 24, God blessed me to be able to start traveling overseas. 5 years later, guys, I'm out here and I'm like, man, I think I cherish the memories and the experiences of being able to explore these different places more so than I do a material thing. Honestly, like I would rather, if I had a choice to spend $20,000 on traveling to different places or $20,000 on like a luxury car or something like that, I would probably, in fact, I know I would. Have any other obligations? I'm saying, like it's like here's a free. You know what I'm saying? Now I know some of the guys that's oh, I would take the $20,000 and invest it. I get that. I get that. I would turn it into more 20, another 20,000. I would flip it and make it into. I get it, guys. Like, chill. I get what you're saying. But with $20,000, guys, I would invest it. I'd give me a really good camera. I would pay some people to probably take a couple, 1 or 2 trips with me, and I will go. I will at this point in the game, guys. What I want to do is I want to share some of the experiences that I've had and what it's like going overseas before the world ends with other people. I've had so much fun overseas by myself. Sometimes I felt guilty. I remember I actually cried one time I was overseas, guys, and I kid you not. I cried in Colombia. And this is the first time I kid you not, I'm not afraid to admit it. I was standing on the balcony, guys, and I was like, man, this place is beautiful. Now, mind you, I know it's beautiful to me because that's what I was experiencing in that moment. And I also know that it's poverty there. I also inequality there. It's historical discrimination there. I get it. So I'm not overlooking that. I'm just talking about my personal experience. I felt so amazing overseas that I really started to look at things differently. I started to look at things differently. So Gino introduced me to this girl right here. Okay. And we was about to go on a boat party. All right. So Gino introduced me to this girl. We was the same age. Okay. And I didn't know her. Gino introduced me. We go to the boat party. Guys, this girl had a tattoo on her spine. Like you know how like they get the Asian letters like on her spine. And so like when we getting ready to go, like, cause I like to swim. So like when we finally get to the boat party where I met the NFL player, I'm like, I didn't know if she was going to get into the water or not. And so she was like, yeah, yeah, she was gonna get into the water. So she she took off her shirt, took off the jeans, and she had a bathing suit underneath it. And she jumps head first into the water, like not afraid, like to get her hair wet or nothing like that. And I was just like, okay, it's different out here. Like they different. Like that's lit. Like people just living in the moment. That was so lit to me. Little did I know that Gino would help me have such an amazing time. Gino, if you listening or you hear this video, thank you, bro. Mucho gracias, mama. See, amo a Colombia. Yeah, amo a Colombia, baby. Like one of my before it's all said and done for me, guys. I want to live in Colombia for I want that to be like my getaway place, guys. Like for me, like to just bounce. I think every guy need a country that if it got real, where you gonna go, right? I'll probably be in Colombia. I want to go to Kenya next, and uh, I think the biggest difference in the nightlife overseas versus the nightlife in the States is that like in the States, man, people are so stressed, you know? People are so stressed. That's the biggest difference to me is like people are so stressed, guys. Like they're unable, like they're so uptight. Everybody's so uptight here. They can't even have fun. And when I come back after traveling so far in so many places, it's difficult for me to explain to people how I feel sometimes. Not as I wouldn't say I feel alienated, but it's like it's almost a survivor's guilt that my parents helped me to see the world. But when I come back and it's like but I remember when I was that kid though. That's the thing. Like when I was with Yvonne, and I was dating her, and she was from St. Lucia, and I used to tell her, "Oh, America's better than St. Lucia." Like, what do you know? You're from St. Lucia. I used to be like a butthole. I used to tell her stuff like that, not knowing that once I got some exposure, I would almost cringe at what I used to think. Like the problem with exposure, or maybe the good thing about exposure is you can't put the rabbit back in the hat, guys. Once you experience certain things, you can't go back into being whoever you were before. You get one life, guys. You got one life to live. What are you going to do with it? You have one life, guys. Nah, some people believe in reincarnation. That's a whole nother thing. But you got one life to live, guys. Me, I'm going to spend it traveling, guys. Educating. That's my goal. I'm going to get paid to do this. I'm speaking it in existence. Like, I'm going to get paid to travel, you know. And the people that I met along the way, I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't met them. So I value that. And when I went there, guys, this was one of the like periods in my life that was so hard. Like when I went to Colombia, like my life in the States was really hard, guys. And it helped me regroup. It helped me regroup. And I will always love Colombia for that, for what it did for me. A lot of people, they don't they don't really know who they, you get what I'm saying? But I'm gonna end this stream because that's Colombia. I'm gonna end this stream talking about my Cubana, right? Because I knew if she was to see that, my baby girl would cry. You know, te quiero, baby. Lo siento. Okay? So, I went to Cuba. So, how I got to Cuba, that'll be an episode 2. I can't, that's too long to get into. But long story short, like what Lil Wayne said, and y'all gonna get off of Lil Wayne hating on my boy. Lil Wayne said, more dangerous than internet dating. Who would have thought that internet dating would become normalized? So I met this girl in Colombia. I mean, in Cuba, both, but Cuba. And man, she told me one of the like, she's a Scorpio. Man, this girl told me one of the most player things. Like I knew she had some game with her. She said, Brian, she was like, I don't want to be another adventure of yours. Just a story that you tell. She was like, I want something more. I'm like, oh, you smooth. That was smooth, baby. At the end of the day, we are all just a story that someone is going to tell of us. We're a chapter, a page, a sentence in someone's story, their book in their life. But I got what she meant, you know. And Cuba, Cuba has some of the most beautiful and intriguing cultures that I've been to. It's a very deep, since a lot of Cubans, they primarily live on the island. Like what she has on her wrist, that is obalata, which is basically that pays tribute to the Orishas, and is dealing with the Santeria, which merges West African spirituality with Catholicism. All right, now, see, I like to learn about cultures. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a total experience, man. Um, it's a total experience. It's a total experience. And if you don't travel or you don't go certain places, you're not going to know what you're missing out on. So for the youngins that watch this stream or the people that watched it, I tell you, get off the porch, get your passport. Don't listen to the people that's trying to tell you to do this or do that. Don't listen to the people that's telling you what you can be and what you can't be. Don't listen to the people that's telling you all of that lame stuff. You don't have to be a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not gonna tell you to be a victim, but I tell you, be the best version of yourself. Aspire to reach self-actualization. Also, support our mission. Donate via Cash App, Elaine Kim 29. This has been Freaky Tales, Nightlife Abroad podcast. That's really not the name of the podcast, more so the episode. But yeah, I think I did a good job, with class. I didn't want to say too much. Now, if you do want me to talk on it, hit that Cash App and we'll discuss something. But more importantly, you have to get outside, man. Experience life. Life is